Welcome to the next edition of the Salvia divinorum diaries. First off, let me make myself perfectly clear. When I tell these stories about doing drugs, I am not glorifying doing drugs. I kind of struck a nerve with these stories. I got a lot of views for my channel, like 1,200 views on those videos. And about 1/4 of everybody that watched the videos commented, and a lot of detailed ones too. And a lot of them were like, well, I like that stuff, and this and that. And I'm not judging you. I've been there. But to me, drinking, smoking, and doing drugs is a sin. And I used to sin like a motherfucker, okay? But God's promises, He keeps them. And He assured us that the wages of sin is death. And I know it's true. Okay. But it just so happens that God met me on my road through the darkness. And so I'm forced to use those encounters when I was in sin to testify about my journey and a witness. So, like I said, I'm not judging you. Do I think you should go sober? Yeah. But doesn't matter what I think. It matters what you think about yourself. I'm going to go through all three of the last experiences I had on it tonight. It's going to be part 4, part 5, and part 6. So here's part 4. They kind of get, I don't know. You'll see. This next one's not that intense as far as what was going on, but I believe it highlights what I'm trying to talk about. I was on a cross-country bike trip, and I was going through it. I was literally going on this cross-country bike trip like on a panic attack. And a lot of it had to do with stuff I'd seen on the last time I'd done Salvia. The stuff really affected me. It took me years. Every time it would take me like a year, 16 months or 18 months to start kind of like coming down from it, basically. Everybody says, oh, it's real quick, fast acting. Not to, yeah, the initial rush, but then the after effects lasted for months and months. I was basically running from God. The hellhounds were on my trail, okay? Let me put it to you that way. And I was I left California. I think this time I'd taken the Amtrak to Tucson and started riding east. And I was in Florida on the 90 corridor, which is really dangerous. It's dangerous to ride on it. You know, there's hardly any shoulder, a lot of times no shoulder, in heavy traffic. And the people are just like, get out of my way, you know. So you're almost feeling like you're going to get hit the whole time, all day long. Makes you start thinking about eternity and life, death, and heaven and hell when you think you're going to die all day long. I was getting to this one town, a little bitty town, and going through it, and I was going to continue on. I wasn't going to stop there. But as I was riding by, I saw this little package on the ground. I'm like, that looks like a package of Salvia. And I stopped and bent down and picked it up. And it was open, which I'd never do something like this now. I'd never consume an open package of anything that I found on the ground. But I picked it up and put it in my pocket. I opened it. Whoa. What it is. What are you doing, dude? The whole time I was like, throw that shit. What are you doing? You're not going to do this, are you? The whole way. Riding to the next town. I kept riding. I finally got to the next town, and I was trying to get to a bigger town where there's a Walmart, because I was basically using Walmarts as a home base in any town I went to, because they're open. They're what is it called? A Walmart Supercenter. They're open 24 hours. At least they were back then. And so I could kind of like get back behind the building by the pallets or the bales of cardboard and get behind them and go to sleep, you know. And so that's what I did. I like hung out around there a little bit, like at the coffee shop, Starbucks or whatever. And after it got late, I went back there to go to sleep. And I was kind of like down for smoking some pot, so I had some, I didn't have any, but I had that salvia, and I had a lighter and some papers. So I got all settled down back, and it was a nice little spot too. I was well hidden back there and kind of barricaded. Somebody'd have to like take some effort to get back there to me. I think I had to like tear all my stuff off my bike and climb over and put it back there, and then climb over myself, and so somebody'd have to climb back there to get to me. So I felt pretty secure. Well, I rolled up a joint of this stuff and took a big hit, and of course the whole half the joint like just ignited, because this stuff burns really quick. I held it in, let it out, and the first thing that happened was I felt what I described, and I know that's what it was. The Holy Spirit came down on me. Didn't fill me like some holy person or anything. It just came down on me. It wasn't filling me at all. It was just surrounding me. And it went, poison! And I took the salvia joint, dropped it on the ground, and stubbed ground it out and just like destroyed the joint, and took the other stuff, opened it up, and just scattered it everywhere. And it was totally hitting me like a ton of bricks. I'll never do that again. And I saw demons creeping around. I couldn't see angels, but I could hear them. They had some kind of like vibrational frequency. It was almost like singing. It was like a heavenly choir. But I could hear them up in the sky and around me, kind of holding the demons at bay. And the whole situation was kind of like I was in some kind of courtroom. That's what it felt like. The Holy Spirit was the courthouse. And God was the judge. And there are demons and angels in the jury box. And the prosecuting attorney was Satan. And the defense attorney was Jesus. It's exactly how it felt. I didn't see myself in a courtroom, but that's what it was, man. And God had his gavel up like this, ready to pound it down on the block. Guilty! And the demons are like, yeah, guilty. The angels are like, no, listen to Jesus first. Satan is like, I proved my case. He's a sinner. He's unrepentant. Look at him. He just sinned again. He's not walking with the Lord. And Jesus is like, give him time, Lord. He'll come to me. Of course, I was like bargaining with everybody. Trying to, let's make a deal. Making all kinds of promises I wasn't going to keep. Of course not. But I was right then. I believe that the drug experiences that I've had, where I felt like demons and angels and God and the Holy Spirit and Jesus was there, is because I was either actually quite close to death, because I'd been up for 4 or 5 days on speed and was dehydrated and hadn't eaten, and my heart was about to stop. Or I'd taken a big hit of cocaine, and my heart was definitely about to stop. I was about to die. And I was seeing this. And I believe that a lot of the hallucinogens, like psilocybin, salvia, it activates transmitter sites in the brain. It's like an artificial or synthetic neurotransmitter, or an acquired or consumed neurotransmitter that activates the switches that get activated when you're dying. So it's the same thing. You might not be about to die, but you feel like it because it brings you close to that feeling, because it's connecting the wires that are going to be connected when you actually do die. You're not supposed to do that either. It's cheating, and it's dangerous. But anyway, I was sweating bullets, and all the stuff I was saying was going on. Demons creeping around, angels, the heavenly choir singing, the Holy Spirit feeling like it's going to crush me, God angry, Jesus trying to advocate for me, taking my side, and me begging for mercy. Eventually I came down. And I calmed down. And the nice guy said, lay down, Jeff. Go sleep. I'm going to look over you after you. You're going to be okay. I know you're going to come to me. I'm going to protect you until you do. So, that's it for this edition.